This is what Kalashin looks like in winter. It's funny that the fountains are running in winter. By the way, there are quite a lot of tourists. The resort has become very popular. So friends, we've arrived in Kalashin. It's foggy here, as you can see in the video. And the fog is actually pretty thick. We're staying again at the same villa I reviewed in the summer. You've already seen this villa in other videos by well-known Russian bloggers. I won't mention any names. But while we're heading to the ski slope, I'll tell you a bit about Kalashin. So, friends, the ski season starts in the first 10 days of November and lasts until the end of April. During the winter, the air temperature averages between 0 and -8 degrees Celsius. On the territory of the ski resort, there are a total of 16 equipped slopes with a combined length of 15 kilometers. 6 slopes are intended for beginners. For those who have been skiing for more than a year, there are 7 slopes. And for professionals, 3 slopes are specially equipped. For night skiing enthusiasts, there are several slopes illuminated with artificial lighting for nighttime skiing. The slopes are open from 9:30 in the morning until 4 o'clock in the evening. Starting from 7 in the evening, the slopes open for night skiing. The lowest point of the resort is located at an altitude of 1,450 meters, and the highest point is at an altitude of 1,973 meters. That is, the elevation difference is 500 meters. Prices at the Kalashin ski resort are significantly lower compared to other European countries. At the same time, the service, maintenance, infrastructure, and quality of the slopes remain at a high level. As someone who has just been there myself, I can confirm this. There is a ski school at the resort. 1 hour of individual lessons costs 25 euros. If there are 2 of you taking lessons together at the same time, you will pay 45 euros for both. There are several ski equipment rental points. All the necessary equipment is updated every year, and in general, everything you need is available. It's really great that our apartment is only 700 meters from the ski slopes. So there's no need to drive here, since parking is a big problem and there are a lot of tourists, even despite the epidemic. This way is just 700 meters, a 10-minute walk-in. We're on the slope. On the slope itself, there are several places where you can rent ski equipment. For example, we just rented a set of skis, 2 pairs for 16 euros. You can rent skis right here and in other places as well. They also rent out snowboards, sleds, helmets. In short, everything you need. There are crowds of people. Can you imagine how much these guys make in a season? It's quite a profitable business to have a spot here where you rent out skis and snowboards. It's just like a conveyor belt. We waited there for half an hour just to get our equipment. By the way, for this reason, it's best to come early, before there are any lines. Or you could just rent the equipment not for a day, but right away for, say, a week. Over there in the distance are the lifts, and people are skiing. I don't know how much you can see here. It's snowing lightly. The temperature is probably around -4, -5 degrees. There's a small cafe. I'm actually pointing the camera at it right now. Mostly everyone sits outside and drinks coffee because, first of all, everyone is dressed warmly. Second, it's not that cold. And third, after skiing, it's just, well, hot. I just went skiing myself and I'm hot. The price of all the passes varies. It depends on the lift and on how long you get it for. You can get one for a single ride, for a day, for several days, for the whole season, and so on. And here is that cafe with outdoor tables. To be honest, I didn't really enjoy myself today because, as it turns out, I can't ski at all. Here, we just got an instructor for my son, and now he's there learning with him. I'm actually on my way to look for them now. Yes, an instructor costs 25 euros per hour. Here's another view of the cafe from a different angle. See how many people there are? All of them are getting their equipment here. I think having the equipment return right here is just a brilliant business idea. And as we can see, something else is being built right on the slope. It's probably going to be a hotel as well. The offer is super attractive. It will have 100% occupancy. I'm absolutely sure of it. And here are the sleds, and there's the snowmobile. I really like this little river. Here's another hotel being built in a super duper location. In general, Kalashin is being developed quite quickly. And this is the so-called baby lift, the smallest slope in Kalashin, with a length of only 100 meters. It's intended for children, but I think it'll suit me just fine too. Oh, I almost forgot to mention the most important thing. We're at the ski center called Kalashin 1450. There are also other centers, in particular, a bit farther from us is Kalashin 1650, but you need to drive there by car. It's not very far, but still a couple of kilometers from our apartment. That's why we didn't go there. And this one here is the closest to us, and actually, it's quite a good center with good slopes. Well, for beginners like us, it's more than enough. Couple more words about ski passes. The cheapest one for the baby lift costs only €2 per day. After 3 days at the resort, you can start to draw some conclusions. First of all, I strongly recommend everyone to choose the same accommodation we did, because you can walk to the slopes from there. The thing is, there are huge parking problems here on the slopes. The season has been more than successful, and there are a lot of people. Everyone is coming, all the parking lots are full, so it's better to choose those apartments from which you can walk and not have to drive here. Second, there is a huge problem with instructors here. There simply aren't enough of them. This applies to both snowboarding and skiing. So if someone is an instructor in these sports, they could easily find opportunities in Montenegro. For example, out of our 3 days of vacation, we were only able to get an instructor on the first day. In principle, you can get one on any day, but only if you're willing to come to the slope and wait 2 or 3 hours until someone becomes available. It's useless to try to reserve in advance. Someone might just show up faster, waving money around, and if they make a deal with the instructor 15 minutes before you, the instructor will go work with them. Basically, the situation with instructors is a complete mess. I don't know, they probably need to have 3 times as many as they currently have here. So, here we are, riding the lift. A ski pass costs €5. That's it. But that's just for this particular lift. Each one here has its own prices. I showed you this in the previous video, in the previous part of the video. The children's lift over there had a ski pass for €2, but here it's already €5. So it varies from slope to slope. And here's a quick shot of the slope. New people are arriving. The season has been a success. There are plenty of tourists. I haven't looked at the statistics, but just visually, it's tourist after tourist. And over there, a bit further, people are starting to ski. But I won't be skiing here today, because honestly, I'm not ready for this hill yet. It's too big for me. For now, I stick to places where the slopes are lower. And on this side of the slope, it looks like you can ski here too. There goes a guy. The nature here is amazing. The forest is wonderful. If anyone wants to, I don't know, maybe in the summer you could come here and pick mushrooms. So my conclusion is this. For summer vacations in the northern part of Montenegro, Žabljak is the best. And for winter vacations, Kalashin is the place to go. I liked it here much more than in Žabljak, where I've been to the ski resort. I was there a few years ago. And now, here's the view on the way down. Honestly, I didn't even realize it was this high up here. When you're going up, you don't really notice it. But when you're going down, you really feel it. Yes, and it's quite chilly. Remember, at the beginning of the video, I already showed this baby lift. How many people were there then, and how many are there now? So there used to be several times more people than there are now. And why is that? Because the closer it gets to evening, the more people disperse. So if you want the slopes to be pretty empty, just come a little later. Seriously, right now it's almost 4 o'clock, and there are about 5 times fewer people than in the morning hours. That's the good news. The bad news is that the lifts only operate until 4 o'clock. Yes, there's something I need to add about the lift operating hours. I completely forgot to mention this right away. The thing is, most of the lifts here close at 4 o'clock. But there are lifts that operate much longer, which are even intended for night skiing. That is, they have lighting, the slopes are illuminated. Basically, learning to ski isn't that hard or that time-consuming. This person here is standing on skis for only the 2nd hour in their life. And as you can see already, well, of course, this is the easy slope, but still he's already coming down this slope quite well, all things considered. Here's why I prefer the Kalashin resort over Žabljak or any other ski resorts in Montenegro. There are several of them here, but in my opinion, Kalashin is the best. First of all, there's a wide variety of lifts here, and many of them are quite new. Well, maybe not all of them, but some are. For example, the Kalashin 1600 resort was built just a couple of years ago. So there are new slopes, plenty of them, for every taste, with different levels of difficulty for both daytime and nighttime skiing. In short, you can ski however you like. Secondly, and this is also very important, it's easier to get to this resort than to Žabljak because there's a shorter stretch of road covered with snow. So whether you're driving on summer tires or winter tires, it doesn't really matter. You only have to actually drive on snow for maybe 10 or 15 minutes. But when you're driving here in Tova, for example, to Žabljak, your route will take you through Šavnik. It can be, well, how should I explain this? In short, if there's a blizzard, there will be snow there, and driving on an icy, winding mountain road is very uncomfortable. In Kolashin, you don't have this problem. But in Žabljak, this problem can occur, not always, not necessarily. There might be snow or there might not be. You might end up driving on a good road. But there is a real chance that you'll spend 2 hours or even more driving on a snow-covered mountain road. That's why, in my opinion, Kolashin has a big advantage in this regard, in terms of road safety. So I've decided for myself that in winter I'll only go to Kolashin, and I'm not interested in any other resorts in Montenegro. Maybe, of course, I'll go someday to Bosnia or Serbia or Croatia to visit their ski resorts. But if I'm traveling within Montenegro, it's only Kolashin. By the way, look at the team that's arrived for training. Alright friends, today is my last day at this resort. Tomorrow we're heading back to Herceg Novi. And so, naturally, now is the perfect time to wish you all good luck. And if you have any questions about immigration, you can reach out to me anytime. My contact information is in the description of this video.